Hey classes, Mr. Clark. These are the video lecture notes for History 20, Chapter 12.2, The End of the Middle Ages. Next slide. England and France emerged from the Middle Ages as the two strongest states in Western Europe. These kingdoms were constantly at war with each other, and during the 13 and 1400s, there was a long, drawn-out war that lasted over 100 years, called the Hundred Years' War. And it was basically an attempt by England to take over France that ultimately failed. Next slide. England was the first modern nation to move towards democracy with the development of a constitution, a primitive constitution, that is, which was created in the year 1215 AD. It's called Magna Carta, which limited the power of the king, and a representative assembly called Parliament, which still runs the English government today. Next slide. One of the great thinkers of the Middle Ages was Thomas Aquinas, a Catholic Dominican friar. In his writings, he argued that human reason and divine revelation were in perfect harmony. This philosophy is known as scholasticism. Next slide. One of the most significant events of the Middle Ages was the outbreak of disease in the 1300s known as the Black Death. More than 1/3 of Europe's population died in this pandemic. Next slide. The Italian Renaissance of the 13 and 1400s was inspired by the writings of the humanist poet Petrarch. Humanism honored the culture of ancient Greece and Rome. And here's some more information about Petrarch. Next slide. The Roman Catholic Church continued to seek to dominate Europe during the later Middle Ages. Crises such as the Great Schism, which lasted between 1378 and 1417, with rival popes claiming control of the church, caused division and uncertainty. You had a pope that was stationed in France and one that was in Rome. Next slide. Columbus's voyages and the Age of Discovery of the late 1400s helped to bring about an end to the Middle Ages and create an entire new world based on contact with the Americas. And that's it for Chapter 12.2.